pages that have been released. I have to at least look over some of them. I'd like to get through all of them before I decide whether or not I'm going to do that, but I think that they've basically released everything except for the victim information, which obviously we don't release that. One thing to note that today when we were actually talking to some of the victims, one of the women stated that at 14 when Epstein started to victimize her, that she has no recollection of some of the stuff that was done to her. She's hoping to find that out so that she can actually bring it to her therapist and continue the healing process in regards to the damage and the trauma that was caused to her. So, but from what I'm being told, from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of very wealthy, bad people. It's actually scary to hear some of the stuff that was brought forward. And so I think the only way to collectively attack this is as a group and as a whole, meaning that Democrats and Republicans have to work together and back home or subpoenas, because I think this is going to be pretty hairy.
Is there more information beyond these 33,000 pages?
Well, there's going to be names. The attorneys kept emphasizing you need to follow up on the names. These girls are not just making this up. These are some of the wealthiest people probably in the world. And we'll start from there.
So they named individual people that are part of this.
Apparently, in these files that just dropped, I have not been able to look over all the files. Again, there's 33,000.
I'm talking about in the meeting.
There are some people named, yes.
Were there any public officials that they named?
No, but very, very wealthy people have been named.
Can you name out?
They told us not to because they don't want those people to start basically burning files. So I think this is going criminal investigation for sure. I will say that what's been released, obviously the American people have wanted for a long time. Kudos to the DOJ for getting it to us. I know that some of the delay was due to redacting victim information, and so we'll see where it goes from here.
So, Ken, how do you feel about her saying that it's wealthy people in the Epstein files?
Well, of course it is, but I'm just okay. My only question is, what do working class people want to happen? If all these names are leaked, what would the working class people want to happen? Does the working class want the same people that we say is corrupt and there's no justice? Do you want those people to prosecute those people? Like, what do you want to happen? Because the really people that really care about this are the working class. Okay, cool. So what does the working class want to happen, and what are the working class gonna do when you find out your favorite celebrities, your favorite entertainers have sexual deviancies and proclivities that will blow your mind? What are you going to do? And what do you want to happen?
For sure. The reason I played her is because she's accusing of Epstein of being a spy, but this is what she had to say.
The biggest thing that stands out to me is the victims themselves have stated that this is a lot bigger than I think anyone anticipated. We are obviously going to be requesting the SARS reports from Treasury, and also following up on that. There are some very rich and powerful people that need to go to jail. I think everyone's been frustrated as to why that hasn't happened before. But it is very much so a possibility that Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligence asset working for our adversaries. But also, too, I think the questions that we have is how much did our own government know about it? And so there's more to follow, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from the chairman momentarily. But I do applaud the victims from coming forward, because we heard from a woman who was as young as 14 years old when she was victimized multiple times by Jeffrey Epstein. So that's hard to hear.
Will you sign the discharge petition and ask the discharge petition?
I think that the files will probably be released prior. I don't know why Comer hasn't. I think that he should do it, so it wouldn't even have to come to a vote. But I mean, obviously, I've been a huge advocate, even when I was the only one in Congress calling for the release of this file. So I think I'd be happy to, yes. Thank you.
What do they call for the victims today?
Doc, how do you feel about her saying that Jeffrey Epstein is a spy?
I hate when anybody puts something on somebody's jacket and they don't have no proof. Like, so that's just my biggest thing for a lot of people. It's just like jumping to conclusions for people. Like, if you got all the proof and stuff like that, give it to the people to support your, how you feel. Is he a spy? I don't know, but I'm saying you're part of the government. You're working in the government. If you have these things you have to file, get a proof to the people. It'd be a lot more speculation when I think these people put all this time into this. Jeffrey Epstein got convicted in 2019? We still ain't solved the homeless problem, children in poverty, starving, So I think it's things that, we could actually work towards, but we spend so much time speculating the lifestyle of the rich and the famous.
For sure. So basically, they thought he was a spy for Israel. So this is how it's explained.
flees to Israel while he negotiates his deal with Acosta. Some question why he was allowed to even keep his passport while his team is undergoing negotiation with the federal government.
Can you explain how normal that is?
That is not normal.
Yeah.
So that is extremely not
If
normal.
you have money like that, you're a flight risk.
We do know that he was found with false passports that were inside of his house in New York City. So it's possible that he even...
What do you mean?
Yes. Yeah. Can you Google it, please, Joey? In the age of the barcode, there's no false passport, okay? When's the last time you guys flew into America? Do you know how much biometric data and all that stuff is there?
It's like,
this is not happening.
But like CIA can issue passports.
Yeah, CIA can issue a passport under that will clear State Department.
Which would confirm the connections to intelligence.
So September 2007, Alex Acosta offers Epstein non-prosecution agreement despite massive evidence of a trafficking ring that crosses state lines, a textbook definition of a federal case.
While he's here or while he's away?
While he's in Israel. He must spend 18 months in the Palm Beach County Jail. He has weekend release. He's allowed 12 hours a day, 6 days a week to basically do whatever he wants. Under this non-prosecution agreement, the federal government grants immunity for all crimes that were under investigation of that indictment to Jeffrey Epstein and to all unindicted co-conspirators, including Ghislaine Maxwell.
Nora, how do you feel about Jeffrey Epstein being accused of being a spy, and especially for Israel?
Hello, that's what this whole thing is about. Let me break it down for you guys. This is what he would do. He would go lure these wealthy men in, bring these little girls in, which I got a lot of thoughts on, but I ain't going to talk about the girls tonight. But nevertheless, bring these girls in, I'll pay you $200, come give me a massage. And then he would get them on tape doing these things to these nasty men. And then he would blackmail them for Israel. That's what's been going on. And all of this is smoke and mirrors to distract you. Oh, it's the Epstein files. Oh, but all the while we still have homelessness. All the while we still have people that can't get insurance. All the while we still have massive debt. This is what's going on. And you guys are all useful idiots. I'm sorry. All of you hollering, what about the Epstein list? You're getting played, dude. Like, you're getting played. This is what they want you to do. You're distracted. And finally, Trump released them. So I'm curious to know, what are we going to blame Trump for now? Because he released them. He's been trying to unravel the tethering that we've been to certain places, certain industries, certain companies, certain countries. Trump has been unraveling it. That's what Trump is for. And that's why I voted for him. And nevertheless, Trump released them. So I'm curious, what are we going to blame Trump for now? His administration released them, not Biden's, not Obama didn't. And also, this guy was doing this under Obama, under Clinton, under Bush. But where's y'all smoke for them? And y'all know I call Trump out. So tonight, I'm calling everybody out that's calling Trump out over the Epstein list, saying he's on it. You could be friends with somebody, Doc, you said it. You could be friends with somebody and you don't know their life. So I don't think that Trump had anything to do with this. I really don't. But you know who did? You know who them girls named? Clinton. And we're going to get to that. That's who they named.